We're recording.
All right, we are recording. All right, hi all. So this year, Ryan and I decided to actually record ourselves filing our franchise tax to make life easier for all of you, especially the first time you go through this. It is generally kind of a scary and cumbersome process. So we figured we would put you at ease by showing you that it is not as scary as it seems, especially in terms of the amount.
But it is as cumbersome as it as foretold.
Yes, possibly more so because you get to deal with the affordances on an actual government website. But where we're starting today is on the Gus launch dashboard of a fictitious company called Optionality Incorporated. You'll see here over on the left in your What's Next module, we do have a couple of things that have started to turn red in conjunction with tax season. So the first thing you're going to want to look through as you prepare to file your Delaware franchise taxes is this Closure 2021 books. One key number you will need to file your Delaware franchise taxes is your gross assets. And you get that number by working with a bookkeeper, or if you have this knowledge in-house, by putting your books together and understanding what the gross assets of the company were at the end of the 2021 tax year. For almost all Gus launch companies, that will be on December 31st. We do have our partnership with Greenback. They do tax and bookkeeping. So if you don't have the experience to do this and you're looking for somebody to help, you can click on that link or reach out to us. We'll put you in touch. We do get discounted service through them, and they can help you get all of that stuff cleaned up. Once you know what your gross assets are, you are armed with the majority of the information you'll need to actually file your franchise taxes. So you can click on that one here. And if you click on how I can file, that will open up this really detailed FAQ that will walk you through exactly how to go through the Delaware filing system. As we said, it's kind of cumbersome. There are things that are tricky to get right, but it is entirely possible, and we have it all mapped out for you. And the first thing that you will need is your business entity file number. We have links in here, but I'll show you real quick. If you hop on over to your company information page on Gus Launch, you will see your Delaware file number here. This one is not real, but yours will be. If you grab this and enter it to that screen, that will allow you to get into the franchise tax filing system.
And it's important, stay here for 1 second. You have two numbers. You have the Delaware file number and you have your EIN with the IRS. You can see they're both on this screen. Because this is a test company, they're very similar. I think they're off by 1 digit. Yours will be different, but you'll be asked for those different numbers in different places. So just be aware that there are two different ones. One is your filing number in Delaware. The other one's your federal tax ID.
And you will need both to file, but your Delaware file number is the one that you will need to get into the system. So once you enter that, you will also probably have to enter a really rudimentary captcha that will remind you of the 1990s internet. Once you do that, you will get onto the actual filing page, and you will choose to file the 2021 tax year report. It will have a link there that says File Annual Report. When you click that, you will get into the following screen. So we've actually entered our file number. That is public information, so don't sweat that being shared. But this is what the annual franchise tax report screen actually looks like. One thing to note up at the top here is that you will see this big scary number. You probably also got a letter that had this big scary number in it. Yes, as your registered agent, we send it to you. However, for most Gus launch companies, this number is way, way more than you will actually need to pay. So the first thing we're going to do is deal with that. And the way we're going to deal with that is to type in the number of issued shares we have. And for that, we're going to head over to our dashboard. And you do have a tax info sheet that you can pop open here. And this will give you the number of shares issued and the number of shareholders and some other information as of the previous tax year. So we'll grab this number here. And that'll populate total issued shares. Now, Nash is actually our treasurer, so he is the custodian of our books. So I have asked him to put together our gross assets as of 12/31/2021, and he has given me back a number that is relatively normal or in the realm of normal for an early stage company. So we'll plug that in there as well.
Note that field is not no cents. It's whole numbers.
Yeah, if you put in cents, it will assume that you have
Massive amounts
millions
of
in gross
assets.
assets. So make sure this is a whole dollar amount, just round to the closest thing that makes sense. And we'll go ahead and put that in. This date picker is super wacky, but you will likely want this to say 12/31/2021 and align it with the end date of fiscal year here. For most companies, dates of inactivity will not apply. Once you've got those numbers in, you can click recalculate tax.
And it takes a long time. Please don't save my test accounts. Fake addresses. Look at that.
Okay. And you'll see up here, now our franchise tax has been reduced from $85,000 to $400, which is expected. Your total cost here will likely be about $450 because there is a $50 filing fee.
Also note the federal ID spot on the top there.
Oh, yep. We're not going to enter this now because this is your tax ID for your business. We're not going to enter ours, but you can find this number as well on your company information page or in your tax info tear sheet. So next up, we've got principal place of business. Again, company address in your tax info will have all this information for you. You can just enter it in.
And I spent 1 week using my cat's name in all of my test data, and it keeps coming back to haunt me.
As does your cat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And next up, you'll need officer information. Again, if you come back over to launch, if you click on company information, all your officers will be listed here. You just need one of them. Oftentimes, these roles are going to be shared by the same person. Whoever is the president and CEO may also be the secretary and treasurer. In this case, in Ryan's capacity as treasurer, I'm going to use him. And again, you only need one officer here. So pick one and fill it in. And then we've got our directors. These are the people who sit on your board. If you head over to launch and click on your relationships page and click on your board members, you'll see your board members here. In this case, which is often the case for an early stage company, Ryan as the founder is also the sole director. So
if you have more than one, they want all your directors on your annual report. Only one officer, but all your directors.
Yep, and you'll see that here. And this is as of the filing date of the report, not as of the tax year end date. So when you're filing, you want to be using everybody who is currently on the board of directors. You will have to use this little enter directors info button to actually populate these fields. Once they're there, you can fill them out. And then the last piece is to check this terms and conditions. And then whoever's filing this, likely it will be you as the CEO/president. Go ahead and put your name, title, and address in here and click continue filing.
And we're back.
All right, so after you hit that button on your data entry screen, you will get to a data confirmation screen, basically an uneditable recap of all the information you just entered. If that all looks correct, you can scroll down to the bottom. If you want to wait on it, you can save the session and exit. That will allow you to come back and enter your session number and resume, or you can just go ahead and pay now. You can pay via ACH or credit card if you've got a Brex card, hooray. Once you pay, you will get to this screen. It's a good idea to email a confirmation copy or grab a confirmation copy via download now, just so that you have it on file. And once you've done that, you have completed your obligation with the state of Delaware for the tax year 2021. And you now have the privilege of doing business in Delaware for another year. Congratulations.
Hooray. And I think that does it.
I think that does it.
Well, thank you very much, Pete, for walking us through that. I will say in the process, we stumbled into 3 or 4 very, very silly fields trying to put a date in and trying to edit it and then having to blank it out or not. I think one thing to be careful of, if you copy and paste your EIN into the field and it has like the dash in it that it normally does everywhere else, it deletes the dash, or it puts the dash in and deletes the last number. So just be sure the data makes sense, but the form will let you know if you submit it and something like that's messed up. But this service hasn't changed for a long time, so we expect it probably won't. But yeah, good luck filing your franchise tax, everybody. Honestly, if you have any issues, reach out to us for support on the launch platform. There's always the chat bubble. And yeah, I think we're good.
I think we're good. Thanks
Thank you,
all.
Pete. Bye.